Hello, students. For those of you absent, here is what happened in class over this past week. You should all remember the impromptu attraction experiment that happened on Monday when something foul was released in one corner of the room and Mrs. Autumn's perfume was sprayed at the other. In the beginning, you students quickly fled from the student in question, and gathered around Mrs. Autumn. Unfortunately, the two scents diffused across the room to create a horrific smell. So we evacuated and had class outside. Not sure if you should spend more time outside.
Oxidation reduction, redox, deals with electrons moving from a less attractive reactant to a more attractive reactant. And you thought molecules weren't attractive.
Key terms for your quiz. Oxidation is the loss of electrons. Reduction is the gain of electrons. Oh, they're not going to remember that. Fine.
Redox!
Okay. As you can see on the left, there's a red cat. Reduction. It's very negative because it has a lot of electrons going toward it, making it more negative. It's the electrons, I promise, not the fact that it's underwater that makes it negative. There is also an oxidation. It's so full that it has to push the electrons away from it to have room to breathe. Therefore, the ox is also the one causing oxidation reduction.
Redox!
Could you stop doing
Redox!
that?
Redux! Nope!
All right, great, cool.
It is known as the oxidizing agent.
Since the smell didn't leave the room the entire week, we all had classes and labs outside.
Tuesday, we practiced with one of the car's engines. Combustion involves oxidation reduction.
Redox!
So quickly that we could actually see the light and feel the heat from the pistons as they ignited the gas with pressure. Well, we actually couldn't see it, and you were all disappointed. So we adjusted the engine in such a way that all of the rods punched holes in the engine.
That's when we decided that the south side of the school was a much nicer place to sit and learn. Because of the trees. You have to love all those little bonsai trees.
Wednesday, we talked about a second example of oxidation reduction. Rust corrosion. This is where the iron is the oxidizing agent and the oxygen is the reducing agent.
Iron is the ox, oxygen is the cat.
Meow.
Jeez. Continue.
But if it just happened on its own, iron would be useless whenever it was exposed to air. Luckily, there needs to be one more ingredient to get the electrons from iron to the oxygen. Water! The water allows the transfer of electrons from the iron to oxygen to happen. I bet you were glad you weren't made of iron when the sprinklers came on.
Thursday, we had a field trip. We went into the little forest near our school while playing the quiet game. There, we silently looked for the third example of oxidation reduction. What? No redox?
Oh, I thought we were playing the quiet game. You lost? Anyways, the third example is decay. When living things die, they react with oxygen. It's a similar process to combustion, actually, just a lot slower. We found many examples of decay, some small, like that, rabbit, some large, like that random redwood, and some disturbing. You know what? Let's not talk about it anymore.
Friday, we went back into the building and joined the cooking class. There, we discussed how oxidation reduction reactions, redox, great, now I'm doing it, are found in many biological processes. So we were the taste testers for the cooking class, showing how digestion is an example of oxidation reduction redox. Homework for the week is writing apology notes to that teacher and the class. Be sure to leave it in a place where it can either catch on fire or decay to prove you only ate those cookies in the name of Redux! Also, because I'm fairly sure the cooking teacher is from hell.
Also, children, please don't forget that we still have the cooking class's fridge, so let's refrain from mentioning that one.
Yes, having it is wonderful. Almost as wonderful as you kids. Yeah, that was a joke.
Aw, you do have humor.
What? I always... Okay. Anyways, complete your homework for Tuesday as we don't have school Monday. We'll see you next week.